I'm Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. It is the Daily Dish. Cheers to our mother hen. Nancy's in the house. First one to say hello. I appreciate that. Hi, Nancy. Good to have you here. And Jocelyn, good to have you here as well. Lizzie's here. See, speaking of all three of these ladies that I see are all hot on the Hot Melt 30. They're doing it. They're doing all the things. Jeanette, I'm so glad you're here. She's looking forward to Wise Women's Wednesday. I always do. It's my favorite time of day. Julie's in the house. So's our Jackie. Who's excited about today? Pinky's up. Really excited about today because, yesterday we talked about the secret of achieving those goals is facing the answers as you go through all of this. Well, we're really going to get into some juicy tidbits. I've got stuff for you. If you're a note taker, today's the day. Get out that pencil. You know how I'm a pencil lover. Get out that pencil, get out your journal, and take some notes. This stuff's going to be helpful, I promise you. Catherine, you're in the house. Teresa, Doris. Look at all of our lovelies. I just love me some lovelies. I do. And you know what else I love? I love our Full Bloom events. I love the in-person ones. Next year, we're going to be doing that. And boy, I'm going to put my hands all over you. You know how that is. Ask Mother Hen. I just couldn't leave her alone, could I? Denise, hello. Chris, good to have you here. Anyway, so there's that. And that's number one. That's the thing that we have to start looking at, right? And another thing that we have to be looking at is that we do it together virtually, and it's almost as good. It's almost as good because our community is so incredible. Hey, Sandy, I'm glad you're here. It's almost as good. I honestly swear to you. I don't need to swear to you about it. All I need to do is tell you you'll want to show up. This year's theme is more than enough. We did a whole thing about being enough, but we're going to be talking about being more than enough because we need this. We need this. We need to see ourselves through the right lens. And that's what this is all about. Yes, Nancy, me too. Me too. Jane's already signed up. Virtually is good, Sandy. And you know what else? Hearts get joined. We knit together and that community gets stronger and stronger. And I'm even going to stop saying community. It's not a community. It is a sisterhood. Mirjam, lovely to have you here. I'm happy to see you too. Thank you for coming today. Anyway, I've got some notes for you today. Like I said, if you are a note taker, this one is for you. This is going to be some good stuff. Remember, you can always get the notes in tomorrow's newsletter. We have Denise is here. She's saying good afternoon, y'all. Alice, I'm glad you're here. She said she's here in spirit. She's just plopping in. And there's our Autumn. She's here as well. Gosh, I'm so glad to have you. Anyway, we have our Deep Moisture Cream. Do you know about that? First of all, Full Bloom, go get your ticket because it's going to be awesome. savingdinner.com/bloom. Okay? That's number one. Got to do that. That's going to be on Saturday, July 22nd. It's an all-day thing. We do a good events, and this one is no exception. And this one is going to rock your socks off. What do you see? Everything that we have involved with this, and the swag bag and everything else, the handouts. It's just yummy and delicious. That's true. Also, our skincare. We're going kind of cuckoo on the skincare. We got some stuff. We got a lot of skincare. We want to give you a special deal. Okay, this is Lord D. There it is. Deep Moisture Cream. Now, First of all, the ingredients are long and they're all for you. They're all for you. And let me tell you about what this does with this skincare. It feeds your skin. This is skincare so clean you could eat it. Not recommending it, but it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you. Jane, I'll help you with that. We have a one-on-one and I'll help you with that, okay? I know how to do FODMAPs. So we'll get into it. I've got your back, sister. You know I do. But I love Deep Moisture cream, the Deep Moisture cream and the Deep Moisture serum too. Well, that will probably be coming too. I think we're going to be doing, well, I'm not going to tell you what we're doing. Buy one, get one is all I can say. If you go to savingdinner.com/BOGO, BOGO, then you can get this. I am really very particular about my skin. I've got good skin. I worked hard for it. My skincare has to be on point. I'm not going to use a whole bunch of toxic poison stuff in order to achieve something that is make-believe, but skincare happens from the inside out. You know how I feel about that, and all the collagen and everything else that I take in, and the hydration and sleep. But the skincare on top, good enough to eat and penetrate your epidermis. That's what I'm talking about. Go to savingdinner.com/BOGO. Get it. Buy one, get one. Come on. That's a screaming deal. And if you want to buy two and get two, we'll let you do that. If you want to buy three and get three, we'll let you do that too. And then don't forget also, by the way, any order $300 or over, if you're here in the lower 48, that's going to be free shipping. Shipping's on me if that happens. I'm serious. Hey, look at me. Sue just walked in the house. I'm so happy about that. Okay, how about that quote of the week though? Has it landed yet? Stop making decisions for the person you are right now and start making decisions for the person you are becoming, and you'll get there faster. Isn't that so good? I love that quote of the week. I love that because it is basically it's a manifesto of sorts telling you to step up and be that woman. Don't mess around, right? Don't mess around. Be that woman. And then last but not least, don't forget, we still have some gratitude journals for you. I'm going to tell you, this is what the cover of the gratitude journals look like. Isn't it pretty? 2 bookmarks. It's scientifically designed to help instill the habit of gratitude, because gratitude has been proven to be a happiness maker. Changes you into an optimistic, sunshiny type of person. And if you're fighting with that, and one day you're happy, the next day you're glum, well, consider this journal as training ground, because once you get that habit of gratitude down, optimism is just an easy byproduct. Seriously, a good consequence. Right, and don't forget, those of you who are in Crush Limiting Beliefs, Chapter 2's a doozy, and that's what we're working on today. Yes. I don't blame you, Lizzie. If we have more later in the year, we have limited amounts. I mean, I'm happy to, I'll accommodate you as much as I can, but that's all I have. I'll tell you what we have. All right. Who's ready to get down to meat and potatoes? I love meat and potatoes, by the way. Delicious. I'm English. So, I was grown that way. All right. Anyway, let's get into it, because this is what Anne's in the store parking lot. You know what? That's dedication. Thanks, Anne, for showing up. That's so sweet. I'm glad you're here. Glad to have you here. And it's an honor, by the way, to have you all here and show up at this hour and to be with me. I don't take it for granted. All right. We're going to talk today a little bit about the power of systems, because yesterday we went into this, how the secret to achieving goals is facing the answers, because the answers to what our goals are, there's always a to-do list after that. That's how I look at goals. I look at goals as 2 different ways. First of all, I want to change my goal into an affirmative, intentional statement that I say every day so that it becomes a part of who I am. And if you're part of Crush Limiting Beliefs, that's neuroplasticity. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So I love that, because it's training ground, right? This is how we train ourselves into the things that we want. And that's what goals are. Goals are basically just ideas with deadlines of things that we'd like to achieve. And then there's a whole to-do list that goes with them. And if we're wise, we learn to time block and schedule that stuff in every single day and have it become routine and habitual. And when it's routine and it's habitual, I mean, there's no way that you won't achieve your goals. That's what's so exciting about the way that we do our goal setting. But today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the system part, kind of the mechanics, the nuts and bolts that make goal setting work, because it can work. And as much as maybe you found it uncomfortable and it never worked before, and you're just kind of like, I just don't get this stuff, this is going to help. Because obviously we want to be action oriented. Action oriented is the thing that's going to deliver the goods, right? We can't sit and wish upon a star and sit our butts on the couch. That's not going to get us what we want, ever, ever. That's not going to do it. And we also need to remember something. This is the other thing, because I've heard this before and people have actually said it to me before. Well, easy for you because blah, blah, blah. No, it's not easy for me. It's that I stayed the course is what it is. It's that I did it when it was uncomfortable and I stayed with it because I had to, because I made a promise to myself. That's all. That's all. Because achieving goals isn't simply about having strong willpower, immense talent, or the ability to just, bear with it. It is all about stepping into the things that need to get done. We all have to-do lists. Why not have some of the stuff that for your goals on that to-do list, right? That's how I look at it. And when we utilize an efficient science-based system and work on that neuroplasticity that we're talking about, we can create consistent progress toward getting to the goals, toward getting to them. So there's a bunch of research in the field. This is what they call cognitive science. It's how your brain thinks. And it emphasizes the significance of systems, because a systematic approach helps us to obviously reach our goals, right? So let's explore this a little bit. I've got, I think, 5 things. I don't know. I wrote things out big. 6 things. 6? Yeah, 6 things. Got 6 things for you. And they're juicy. And you're going to love them. So you're going to want to write them down. Take notes. Number 1 is the power of systems. Understanding the power of systems. Because it's a set of processes. It's a set of wannabe habits. That's what it is. Because it's not habitual yet. Otherwise, you wouldn't even have to think about it, and that wouldn't be a part of your goals, right? You're dialing in there with me, right? We have to progressively inch closer and closer to our goals every single day. That's how it works. And the reason it's inch by inch, I mean, think about how weight loss works. Sometimes we have a whoosh, right? We've talked about that before, but mostly it's ounce by ounce. Little bit by little bit. Sometimes we stay the same. And then sometimes we get a surprise, like, where's our Patsy? She had a great surprise. Scale stayed the same, but the inches are gone. You know what that tells you? That tells you this girlfriend took off fat and she gained muscle. Always a good thing. Muscle means that we're protecting our bones. Protecting our bones mean we're strong and we're healthy. Especially for postmenopausal women, I just cannot stress that enough, how important that is. So when we shift the focus from the end point of the journey, we decrease the chances of feeling overwhelmed. This is the secret. Stop looking at the end journey. Stop looking at it, especially those of you who are working on like maybe a big weight loss goal, and you're looking at it and you're going, that's so big or whatever. Yeah, and it just means you're going to be doing the same thing every day as another woman who is trying to lose 10 or 20 pounds. You're going to be doing the same thing, just a little longer. That's all. And when we understand that, and we need to be married to the process, married to the system, married to this idea that we time block and we do the thing every single day, and we take those goals and we turn them into intentions, and we affirm the way that we're going to work through these things to become these things, everything changes. Because while we have goals, while we have vision boards, and while we have all of these other different things, it's the journey. that does the work. It's the journey that does all the honing in of who it is that we are. Because through the journey, we find our strength. Through the journey, we find our grit. It's through the journey that we become this woman who's worthy of the end goal. Are you following this? Is this lighting you up? I think it's juicy. I think it's just exciting. And it makes me really happy. Because the journey, sometimes we discount the journey. We just want to get there, don't we? Of course. It's fun to get there. It's fun to go buy the smaller jeans. It's fun to do this and it's fun to do that. But what's fun is seeing the woman that you are becoming as you're doing the work. And seeing the woman that you have stepped up to be as you do the hard stuff, as you leave the comfort zone behind, as you step into your courage and the path of vibrancy, right? Now Nancy gets it. She's got her pinkies up already. Of course she does. So let me just tell you, number 2, there's science behind all of this, because the effectiveness of systems is based on the science of habit formation, because this is exactly what goals are. Wannabe habits. You know, we want to get to, like, say you want to have, okay, my weight loss goal is 10 pounds. I want to weigh 150. Okay, there you are. I'm just telling you, I already told you what my weight was yesterday. So that's 10 pounds, right? It's a blip on the radar, but it's still work, right? It still requires something of me. It doesn't mean that I just get to have that happen overnight. I've got to do something to get that. So I have to automate some behavior that's going to get me to that place. Now, fortunately, this is mostly the stuff that I have been doing as I sit here in my sweaty sports bra with you, by the way, because I've already had all my exercise for the day. But the point is that if we can get to the place of automation on some of this stuff, if we can have our brains learn to execute this stuff with little conscious thought, we're there. There's your habit. It's just something you do. It's like waking up, turning on the light and starting your coffee pot or whatever it is. We can do that because our brains are set up to do that. And our brains love that, by the way. Now, at the very beginning, when it's all new, don't we feel awkward? You know, it's almost like you've gone to dance class to learn how to do the cha-cha and you just feel like you have 2 left feet. It feels awkward and weird and odd. But if you hang in there and you go all the way to dance class, pretty soon you'll be cha-cha-cha, boom, cha-cha-cha, boom, doing all the things. That's what hanging in there does. That's what habit formation is. And your brain digs it. Bam, 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 all the way. Your brain's just going, give me more, give me more, give me more. It's just fun for your brain. And it's also, you know, your brain also is like, forget it. You know, I'm not digging this kind of scary stuff. I'm not liking it. Oh, there you go. Yes, embrace the wobble, because there is a wobble involved. Every time there's a wobble involved. Have you ever watched a baby deer walk? Wobble, wobble, wobble. And then a week later, boing, boing, boing. You watched your own toddler, your own child learn to walk? Lots of bruises. My son was like, you know, he looked like he'd been beat up. He had bruises all over his forehead. He face planted, I can't even tell you how many times. But neurologically, this is possible because we strengthen our neural pathways associated with the behaviors that we're doing. You know, the more we do, the more our neural pathways say, okay, this is the new road. This is how we're creating this. And the more we do it, obviously, the stronger they are. And the behavior becomes easier and easier. And then we shampoo, rinse, repeat. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. It's second nature. It's like if you're learning, like trying to get into a habit, like I'll give you a good one, is flossing, for example. So what I do is make sure, like I've got floss picks right here. I've got floss picks upstairs underneath in a little plastic thing underneath the coffee table. I've got floss picks in the bathroom, obviously, but they're everywhere to remind me that this is something that you need to do. If I don't remember to do it, I don't want to sit there and necessarily, you know, when I'm ready to go to bed, man, I just want to get my teeth brushed and go to bed, but I have to floss first. That is guarantee. And I like to floss first thing too in the morning or after lunch. So you have your floss there. If you have your floss, you will get it done. If it's there to remind you, you will see it and it'll trigger it. We need to do things like that. So let's look at some examples of systems. We're talking about weight loss here because weight loss is so easy because it's, it's pounds. And we're also in the middle of Hot Melt 30. And by the way, what do you think Hot Melt 30 is? It's a system designed for you to be able to check all the boxes. It's a system. And systems are the foundation and the framework for getting to your goals. And when we have those systems in place, we feel a lot more secure, don't we? Because we know what's next and we know what to do. So, it's effective when we're using an anti-inflammatory framework for your diet because there's a lot of latitude there for the food. And there's a lot of things that we can do to adjust and to tighten things up and to make it personal, isn't there? Yeah, of course there is. So I say instead of obsessing about the scale, stop it, by the way, stop obsessing about the scale. Start obsessing about sticking to your daily habits and checking the boxes. Have you ever noticed Tanya's posts when she puts her posts up? Her posts every day, she'll say, today was a good day, blah, 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 blah. And then she's got her check marked boxes. Check the this, hydration, target trifecta. She's going through all the boxes and checking all the things. That's the system. Because she's working the system. And it started with the Hot Melt 30 for her in 2021. And she's still Hot Melt 30ing, by the way. And that's why I'm saying Hot Melt 30, sister. And use also the time block sheet to figure out where this all sits. It's just sorting. It's laundry. Here are the dark clothes. Here are the white clothes. Here are the towels and the sort them out. We don't wash them all together. We sort them. That's what we do with our goals and our steps and our to-do lists. We sort them and then we time them and we figure out where they all fit. And if it doesn't work great that day, then we get to go back the next day and say, you know what? It didn't work. What didn't work? Ask yourself that and then keep going. So, this is a daily compounded interest type thing that works. It is. And the proof is in the pudding. Go look in the Hot Melt Sprint group and see. So for me, I really want to be a competitive athlete. I want to, I've been doing a lot of tournaments and playing. I've elevated my game. I want to go to the next level. What does that mean? That means I need to stay with my morning rituals, do my self-care in the morning, and I need to elevate and step up my weight training, step up my stretching, step up my sprints, and all of these so I can be a lot faster. I noticed today in the court that really helped me when I was playing. That's how this whole thing works. We have the end goal in mind always, because that's how we set goals for what it is that we want to achieve. But it's the systems, it's the step-by-step, it's the to-do list, and it's the timing and blocking that time out to have these habits formed. And as we form them, can I just tell you, they start to become second nature. Your brain loves it, your body loves it, you love it. It feels good. It feels good to have those things, in a positive way. You know how hard it is to break a bad habit. Well, think about how wonderful it feels to create a new habit. And that's the end result of going after your goals. So, number 4 is you need to always be assessing your system, right? You have to assess your system. Do you know why? Because if it's not working for you, you need to go back and take a look at it. Not dump it, not say this doesn't work, but say, why isn't this working? What is wrong here? Have I piled on? Am I trying to do too much at one time? Do I need to back down? Or do I need to push myself a little harder? What needs to happen here? Bone honesty with yourself. As those assessments are not a condemnation on yourself. It's not you hating on yourself, right? It's you saying, how can I make this work? Because this part isn't working. So you have to ask yourself questions like, is my system aligned with my long-term goals? Am I consistently executing my habits in my system? And am I starting to get some kind of result, right? Am I seeing gradual progress in this and results from using this system? Or does it need a little tweaking? Because when we do that, then we have the opportunity to make a custom fit. And I will say this until the cows come home. A customized fit for your program, what you need, is absolutely crucial and imperative so that you can adopt this and have it work for you for life. Because my system, you don't want to, nobody, I don't think there's anyone in our community who wants to play competitive pickleball like I do. So doing what I do isn't the thing, but consistently applying whatever principle that you want in your life to achieve your goal is. And it's therefore, it's the same system. It's just different ways of doing it, different things that you're doing to achieve your goal. You see? Number 5 is to develop a deliberate practice, because deliberate practice is about consciously refining your system and your skills over time. A deliberate practice isn't just about repeating an action, but evaluating your performance as you go, seeking ways to improve. Because we're never after perfection, we're always after excellence, however. And there's always room for improvement. So one thing that I would say is if you're doing weight training and you're using consistently the same weights and you're just blah, 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 you have to go and assess, are these weights easy? I need to go heavier, because we do not get better unless we're assessing, and we can't get stronger unless we're building up to that. I'm not asking you to go out and get 30-pound weights and start hoisting them. You know, I just recently got to 15s, you guys. I used to be 15s years ago, but I let a lot of it go and had to start over. And so I started with 8s, then I went to 10s, and now then I went to 12s. Now I'm finally at 15s. But as we do this, it's not just enough to go through the motions. It is a matter of assessment constantly, because that's how we get better. That's how we get stronger. That's how we get to the place that we say, hey, I achieved this goal, right? What do athletes do, right? No, we see this all the time. We see this all the time with athletes, professional athletes. I mean, they're always pushing themselves. Now they're pushing themselves to extremes. I'm not asking you to do that, but I'm asking you to use the same kind of mindset of, can I get better with this? Of course you can. And that's part of excellence, is getting better. So deliberate practice for you, if you're like, say you're hot melt 30ing, it might be for you to take out your food diary, and take a look, see, how am I doing here? Is this good? Is my hydration on point? What's my sleep look like? I mean, if you look at Tanya, her name is Tanya. She corrected me. It is pronounced Tanya, not Tanya, by the way. Tanya has all of her stuff lined up. Her daily rituals, her meditation, her hydration, everything, her sleep. She tracks it all. And that's part of the secret, what's measured improves. Now, you don't have to do it all the time if you don't want to. You don't. But what about if you did it and started and had the tape measurements and started right from the beginning, did all the measurements and just kept track as you went, just for this 30 days. And then at the end, you look at it and you go, whoa, Nellie, look at that. Look at that. Those are the things that move the needle, not just literally and figuratively, right? But also move the needle in your head. Your neuroplasticity depends on it. So number 6 is your daily practice. If you want to be an achievement machine, that's how I look at it. I'm going to achieve today. I have things to achieve. I have things to do. I am going to get these done. This is important. then you need to set a specific time each day to execute these different parts of your system. When am I going to do that? When am I going to journal? When am I going to sit down and meditate? When am I going to fill up my hydration station? Am I going to do that at night before I go to bed, or am I going to do it in the morning? I don't know. It's up to you. But time block this stuff if necessary, and start with the listing everything down that needs to be done. And the stuff that you've already put into practice and got that, it's just like second nature. Here comes my smoothie. Here comes my this. Here comes my that. I know exactly what to do. Good for you. Pat on the back. Because that is the thing that changes everything. Because remember this is the truth. A goal without a system is just a wish. It cannot stand. It cannot stand. A house without a foundation cannot stand, right? This is foundational. This is your framework. This is how we get things done. And when we make our system a non-negotiable part of our daily routine, we're not sitting there wasting time on Netflix and, endless scrolling, doom scrolling through our phones. Instead, we're on task. We have work to do here. We have things to do for ourselves and for the people around us that we love. This is how we can serve better. This is how we stay on track. This is how we become women on a mission. Wise women on a mission, by the way. And not just wise women on a mission, but wise women on a path of vibrancy, living a fully bloomed life. We have goals and we have a framework for it. What do you think of that? That's what wise women do. That's what I say. Listen, I want you to go to full bloom. Non-negotiable. I wish I could say that. But check it out, okay? savingdinner.com/bloom. It might speak to you because you are more than enough. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.